welcome, Vanessa.
Thank you, Chidi. Let me share the slides. So, okay, great. So following Hugo's presentation and introduction, and I think my slides will make a lot of sense also, because obviously it's very much about marketing strategy and how to deal with these new challenges and all this consumer, let's say, suffering that Hugo was mentioning. And before I start, I really would like you to reconsider what she's saying. I mean, it's really important that we keep our consumer as the center of all of our strategies, and that we really try to understand those consumer needs and those consumer behaviors to help us construct those strategies. So I'm gonna, summarize a number of strategies the big FMCG companies are developing. And we believe those strategies are helping them, cope with these, challenging times. And again, remember, everything is coming from understanding the consumer. So the first strategy, it's about portfolio optimization, and this is very much related to the data, to the consumer analysis, to the consumer understanding. So what is portfolio optimization? So those companies that have a large number of SKUs and that are, dealing, of course, with high cost, with price increases, and obviously this disposable income diving now. So how can they, help and still be profitable? So make sure that you're, answering the consumer needs, but also still be profitable. So one of the, let's say, major trends that we already identified during COVID times, and even before with the crisis, during the crisis of 2008, is that consumer during those tough times tend to go to, to focus more into the more affordable products, the low-cost products, but also keeping in mind the premium and the premiumization type of strategy. So what does it mean? It means at some moment, if you have, several brands, you have to find a way to, maybe put some focus on the premium segments of your portfolio, and keep developing the most affordable SKUs or low-cost products. So this is a general trend. So maybe we have less money as consumers, so we may have to invest much more on the low cost, but from time to time, we need this reward, and that reward goes to the that premium brand that is giving us this, extra moment, or just to cope with these tough moments. Another element that, or let's say a strategy that goes with this portfolio optimization, or that explains this, is really about, analyzing your full portfolio, looking at your SKUs, which ones are really profitable. And that, again, you see, it's about analyzing your data. So I'm going to emphasize this the whole morning. Just, try to construct an intelligent organization, a data-driven, consumer insight-driven organization, where you really identify your consumer needs, and you also look at your numbers. What are, the most profitable SKUs? And there you have to focus. You have less budget. You are really, struggling with your cost. So focus and, maybe clean up your portfolio. And once you have identified those key, profitable, products, just, try to steer your consumers towards these most profitable offers. And again, we have to somehow, make the life of our consumers easier. So we have to develop less expensive alternatives, more affordable products, right? So this would be kind of a grouping of the major strategies around portfolio. And just, again, remember, try to construct a data-driven or consumer insights-driven organization. The next group of strategies, or let's say techniques, that would help you deal with these challenging times is about price and value management. And yes, I can imagine that you were thinking about that. Okay, everything cost increase. Should we increase price and just forget about the rest? There are other ways. So let me summarize in a couple of groups of techniques and things that are, these big players are, adopting in terms of solutions. I'm sure you have heard about this, shrink inflation strategy. This is not new from today. It has been happening in, I would say quite a number of years already. And it's maybe not so nice for the consumer, but there are ways of making it a bit more, let's say, attractive. Obviously, it's about, reducing the quantity of product inside the same pack. And from an ethical perspective, and this is most of the major companies are doing that, they are, communicating this in the pack. This is very important. This is an option, but you have other ones. This is not the only one. And this is why we are here today. So you have other ways of reducing the Sorry, did you lose my voice? Do you hear me now?
3 seconds.
Okay, sorry, I saw
Yeah,
something. Okay, so I mean, and this is coming back to what Hugo was mentioning. Remember the sachets? The sachets are back, or sachets the return, right? So this is it. I mean, it's about, can we reduce the price point, right? I mean, the consumer now is struggling. They cannot afford big amounts of investments. So, and this is true not only for consumer goods. I mean, if you are selling insurances, if you are selling software, instead of buying the whole, year subscription, let's make it, a monthly subscription. So this is going back to I buy some Maggi cubes, 2 portions per day, 2 cubes per day, instead of buying a full pack. The same for sachets, right? So this is, instead of going to this shrink inflation solution, what about, just giving that flexibility of, selling smaller packs and give to the consumer this lower price point. That is obviously a very interesting solution, and it's already existing in the Nigerian market and in many other markets worldwide. So it is a good strategy, and it will give you obviously a flexibility that the consumer will appreciate. You can increase price, yes. I mean, sometimes it happens, and I know Chidi is thinking, oh, these marketing guys, this is an easy solution. Well, if you increase price, make sure that that you're giving added value, right? It's not about just, okay, it's I have the pressure of my CEO. He wants money. He wants to, he has to deliver this profit that he agreed at the beginning of the year. Well, if you have to increase price, you can find solutions to add this value that you have identified when understanding the consumer needs. What is the consumer really needing? What do what can you offer if you increase price? Like, I'm giving you this option, like maybe partnering with other categories. Maybe add some extra quantity if you have to increase price. I was just shopping recently. This bread, sliced bread, and this we have. I'm currently in South Africa, and this quite well-known local brand. They just decided to add some extra slices. Okay, they had to increase price, and they said, okay, what can I do to give some extra added value? The other strategy, and here I know it's difficult, it's about brand repositioning. And this is going back to that strategy I was talking about, premiumization or making it low cost. Brand repositioning is not easy. It's really, you have to think about it, how you're gonna, develop your marketing budget around. And again, remember, it's not only about premiumizing your brand, but it can also be about, reducing your marketing budget and making it a bit more affordable, right? And the last group of strategies, very much related to price, is about playing with discounts. You can, do like 1+1 plus 25% only, of extra price. So it's just try to find, creative solutions on pricing. The other group of strategies, which are maybe some are quite obvious, the other ones are a little bit less. It's about cost control and local sourcing. And I just wanted to emphasize that. I know it's cannot be a little bit obvious for some of you, but I think it was important and relevant to mention it. From a cost control, I mean, thinking about the product, for instance. I mean, remember your marketeers, you have your 4 Ps, product, price, promotion, and place. Thinking about the product, what can I do to reduce cost? I mean, here I show you a very simple example of a great successful brand in Nigeria. Yes, you can be, a more affordable brand, and you offer, use the same pack, for instance, for the several flavors. Obviously not how Coca-Cola is doing, for instance, but this is a super brand that is doing a fantastic, so that is being very successful in Nigeria, and it's having such marketing strategies. I'm showing you some others later on. So I think it's a good learning strategy here. And other things is like, reducing the pack, making it less heavy, that you reduce transport costs, etc. And then another thing that I know I tend to mention this, and I keep on insisting, I always, thinking about sustainability, thinking about ethics. I mean, we have such good, raw materials in Africa, and it's about finding those products and, introducing that in your local products. So what about, local sourcing? What about, even some vertical integration, like, even constructing your own maltery, for instance, if you're into beer. So this, in the end, it's of course a long-term business strategy, but in the end, it will reduce costs. No forex issues, no transport issues, not coming from Ukraine, for instance. So I think it can also help. And let me finish with probably the most important slide, or the most, let's say, most fun slide before I finish. So here is about being creative. Yes, we all talk about innovation, right? And again, coming back to what Ugo was saying, understanding your consumer, identifying your consumer insights. What can I offer to that consumer that really makes him, choosing me instead of competition? So innovate with a product, with product concepts. Then think about the channel. Can I partner with the channels, like, e-commerce, for instance? This is, we know it's developing, and it's going to develop much more in the future in Nigeria and other African markets. So what about, look at this example. I was talking about Biggie Cola a minute ago. They just developed this exclusive pack only for Jumia, right? So yes, I mean, this is a simple example about partnering with Jumia and developing and offering that, that product only for Jumia clients. And yes, your partner is happy, right? So you have this win-win situation. Remember that the partner is your customer also. You have your consumer and your customer. And then last one, advertising campaigns. So let me just remind you that Nigeria is the first country in terms of social media consumption in the world. What does it mean? You spend the longest time per day, right? More than 4 hours per day connected to social media.